Welcome to Shadow Behind the Smile. This is the story of a young woman who, on the surface, seems to have it all: a degree, a stable job, friends, and a radiant smile. But beneath that smile lies a world of silent struggles, self-doubt, and the weight of unspoken fears. In this video, we'll journey through her quiet battles, the courage she finds in the shadows, and how she learns to step into the light. Her story is not just her own. It's a reflection of the silent battles many of us fight every day. Let's begin by looking behind the mask she wears for the world. On the outside, she appears confident and put together. She's got a respected degree, a good job, and a circle of friends. Her wardrobe is stylish, and her smile lights up every room. People admire her, often assuming her life is easy and perfect. But what they don't see are the quiet hours before dawn, when she lies awake, rehearsing every word she'll say, fearing she'll be exposed as an outsider. Her silence isn't peaceful, it's a battlefield. Every conversation feels like a tightrope walk, and she's always afraid of slipping. She's learned to hide her cracks behind laughter and polite smiles, wondering if anyone would notice if she stopped pretending. Mornings, everything feels normal. She goes through the motions: coffee, work, and the mask she wears. But a simple meeting can expose the cracks. Sitting in a conference room, she knows the answer but struggles to speak. The silence stretches, and she feels every eye on her, waiting for her to fail. Her voice comes out small, her hands tremble, but she manages a polite smile. No one notices her struggle. Later, she catches her reflection, calm on the outside, but tension and self-doubt simmering beneath. She's learned to hide these cracks, but they're always there. Still, she breathes, steadies herself, and resolves to try again tomorrow. If her smiles could speak, they would whisper truths hidden behind her lips. I am tired, I am trying, I am more than you see. Each smile is a silent plea for understanding, a mask that conceals exhaustion and effort. She wears it not because she wants to deceive, but because it's easier than explaining the battles she fights within. These words, though unspoken, echo in her heart every day. Her smile is both a shield and a silent confession, a way to keep moving forward even when the world only sees the surface. Past doesn't always stay behind. Old failures linger like dust in sunlight, rising with the slightest disturbance. She remembers failing an exam she'd worked hard for, the disappointment in her family's voices, and the weight of their expectations. These echoes follow her into adulthood. Every missed opportunity, every small mistake at work feels like confirmation of her deepest fears. Fear doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, dissolving confidence quietly. Yet, despite the whispers, she keeps moving forward. Every failure has taught her resilience. She's still standing, still trying, still here. Sometimes, the most powerful messages are unspoken. She feels the weight of glances that pass over her, the silence between people that's full of imagined judgments. Her story remains hidden, unspoken, unseen. These silent exchanges can be more painful than words, reinforcing her sense of invisibility. Yet, in these moments, she learns to find strength in her own presence, even if others don't truly see her. The silence is not empty, it's filled with everything she wishes she could say. Everyday interactions feel like tests. At the coffee machine, she wants to join in, but the words never come out right. Emails, phone calls, even simple greetings carry a weight that others don't seem to notice. Silence feels safer, but it's also lonely. She watches others speak freely and wonders if they're braver or just less afraid. In quiet moments, she dreams of speaking without fear, of laughing without self-consciousness. Deep down, she knows she won't always be silent. One day, she'll find the courage to say exactly what she means. If her smiles could speak, they would tell of nights spent biting her tongue, of the heaviness she feels holding her lips in place while her heart crumbles behind them. Her smile is a silent testimony to the battles she fights alone. It's a way to keep the world at bay, to protect herself from questions she's not ready to answer. But behind every smile is a story of endurance, of holding on even when it feels impossible. The conference room, surrounded by colleagues, she feels invisible. She answers when asked, smiles at the right moments, but it's as if she's floating behind glass, visible but untouchable. Every glance seems to miss her entirely. She wonders if anyone would notice if she disappeared. Years of performing and fitting in have left her feeling like a ghost in the one place where her presence should matter. Yet, in this ache, a quiet resolve forms. If no one else sees her, she will see herself. If no one hears her voice, she will speak anyway. Single glance can feel like a verdict. She interprets every look, every polite smile as judgment. Even friendly attention feels like a spotlight, making her shrink inside. Logic tells her people aren't judging, but her mind translates every glance into criticism. She's become so used to reading invisible messages that she feels them even when no one is looking. It's exhausting, but she keeps walking, reminding herself that these stares do not define her. She is more than a fleeting glance. She is her thoughts, dreams, and actions. She can feel the eyes of others measuring her, even when they're just passing by. The silence between her and others is not empty. It's filled with everything she imagines they think of her. This poem captures the essence of her experience, the invisible weight of being seen, yet not truly known. It's a reminder that sometimes the hardest battles are fought in the spaces between words, in the quiet moments when we feel most exposed. She's developed a habit of keeping things inside, not because she doesn't feel, but because speaking feels risky. Every thought is filtered, every emotion measured, every word weighed. Over time, the unspoken words accumulate, sitting in her chest like stones. She watches opportunities pass, relationships strain, and wonders if things would be different if she spoke up. At night, she whispers her truths into the darkness, finding comfort in the shadows. Silence isn't the end. Even the heaviest words can find their place. She and Rayan used to be inseparable, but lately she's withdrawn. Rayan notices and asks if she's upset, but she can't find the words to explain her anxiety and fear. Instead, she gives a polite nod and says it's nothing. That night, guilt gnaws at her not because she's angry, but because she let fear replace honesty. She realizes how easily silence can become a wall, risking the loss of someone she loves. The next day, she apologizes, admitting her struggles. Rayan listens, and the weight lifts. Honesty, even imperfect, is the bridge that keeps people close. It starts with a single thought, a replay of something she said or didn't say. By midnight, it's a knot in her chest. By 1 a.m., it's a storm. She lies awake, heart racing, haunted by voices whispering she's a failure. Alone in the dark, she finally lets herself break, tears flowing freely. There's no one to perform for, no smile to hold. In that raw moment, she realizes something has to change. It's a small spark, but it cuts through the darkness. She can't keep living like this. Between midnight and morning, the world forgets her. Every mistake sits beside her like an old friend she never wanted. But as the sky shifts from black to blue, hope returns. The first bird sings, reminding her that she's still here. This poem captures the transition from despair to hope, the quiet resilience that grows in the darkest hours. Even when she feels forgotten, the world keeps turning, and she finds the strength to face another day. Morning arrives, indifferent to her struggles. She considers calling in sick, but remembers the truth she faced the night before. Something has to change. Unsure where to start, she begins with small steps. She makes coffee without distractions, chooses comfortable clothes, and pauses to genuinely ask a friend how she's doing. It's not a grand transformation, but for a moment, she's not hiding. Sometimes, just showing up as yourself is enough for today. She didn't move mountains or silence the storm. She just opened her mouth and let a few words out before fear could swallow them. The earth didn't shake, but something inside her did. This poem is a gentle reminder that progress doesn't have to be dramatic. Sometimes, surviving the day and speaking up even a little is enough. Each small victory is a step toward healing. One ordinary day, a colleague named Alia offers unexpected praise. You did really well in the meeting today. At first, she's surprised. She spent months critiquing herself, convinced she's never enough. Alia's kindness is quiet but powerful, a small acknowledgement that maybe she's more capable than she believes. That evening, she reflects on how courage can be contagious. A single act of kindness can illuminate the darkest corners of fear, inspiring her to take another step forward. After weeks of rehearsing, she finally finds the courage to speak her truth to Rayan. Sitting on a park bench, she admits her struggles with anxiety and fear, confessing how she feels like she's failing at everything. Rayan listens without judgment, offering support and reassurance. For the first time in years, she feels a weight lift. The words she'd hoarded for so long weren't dangerous. They were freeing. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to speak even when your voice shakes. Shadows have always been with her, whispering doubts and fears. But one morning, she looks in the mirror and sees herself not perfect, but whole and human. She realizes that trying to erase her shadows is futile. Instead, she learns to accept them as part of who she is. Owning her shadows doesn't mean liking them, but recognizing they don't define her. With each act of acceptance, she feels lighter and braver, moving closer to the person she wants to become. Light didn't come when she banished the dark. It came when she let them stand side by side. Shadows are only proof that she is facing something bright. This poem is a powerful reminder that darkness and light coexist, and that true growth comes from embracing both. Her journey is not about erasing pain, but about learning to live with it, finding strength in vulnerability. It all starts with a single email she almost doesn't send, an application for a speaking opportunity. Her dream isn't grand, she just wants to share her story. Fear tells her not to try, but hope whispers. What if they listen? She presses send. Weeks later, she stands before a small crowd, her voice trembling at first. But as she speaks, the tremor fades. Applause fills the room, not just for her story, but for her courage. She learns that courage doesn't need a spotlight. It just needs a single step forward. That day, she realizes she belongs, not because anyone gave her permission, but because she claimed her space. The room is modest, the crowd small, but her voice matters. She understands that you don't have to wait to be fearless before chasing your dreams. Doing it afraid is enough. By stepping forward, she redefines what it means to belong, embracing her story and her courage. Months pass after her first speaking event. The anxiety hasn't vanished, but it no longer controls her. She speaks up in meetings, applies for new opportunities, and faces her fears head on. Not every attempt is perfect. Some are messy and awkward, but each step brings her closer to the life she once thought belonged to someone else. She learns that success isn't about perfection, but about showing up and persisting, even when the shadows whisper that she can't. She comes to understand a simple truth. The goal isn't to never feel afraid, it's to never let fear decide her future. Now, when she looks in the mirror, she sees someone strong, someone who still has shadows, but refuses to let them dictate her life. She smiles, not to hide, but because she knows she is capable of growth, love, and courage. Every brave word, every choice, every step forward is a part of her new story. She used to smile so no one would ask if she was breaking. Now, she smiles because she knows she can break and still be whole. This poem is a celebration of resilience, of finding wholeness even in brokenness. Her smile is no longer a mask, but a symbol of her journey of surviving, healing, and embracing every part of herself. Her journey shows that vulnerability is not weakness. By sharing her struggles, she discovers the power of honesty and connection. Each time she opens up, she finds support and understanding, both from others and from within. Vulnerability becomes her strength, allowing her to build deeper relationships and a more authentic life. The shadows that once held her back now become sources of strength. By facing her fears and embracing her imperfections, she transforms her pain into resilience. Her story is a testament to the power of persistence and the courage to keep moving forward, even when the path is uncertain. Every shadow is a reminder of the light she's found within herself. Her journey is a message to everyone fighting silent battles. You are stronger than your shadows, and your dreams are worth fighting for. No shadow lasts forever. Your smile, your courage, and your story matter. Even when it feels like no one sees your struggle, remember that you are not alone. There is hope, and there is light ahead. Throughout her journey, she learns the importance of self-compassion. Forgiving herself for mistakes, accepting her flaws, and treating herself with kindness become essential steps toward healing. Self-compassion allows her to move forward without being weighed down by regret or self-criticism. It's a gentle reminder that we all deserve understanding, especially from ourselves. As she opens up, she discovers the value of supportive connections. Friends like Rayan and colleagues like Alia become pillars of strength, offering encouragement and understanding. These relationships remind her that she doesn't have to face her battles alone. Supportive connections make the journey lighter and more hopeful. Small acts like asking a friend how she's really doing or accepting a compliment become turning points in her journey. These moments may seem insignificant, but they build confidence and create space for growth. Each small act is a step toward a more authentic and courageous life. She learns that perfection is not the goal. Mistakes and awkward moments are part of the process. By letting go of the need to be flawless, she frees herself to take risks and grow. Embracing imperfection allows her to experience life more fully and to celebrate progress, no matter how small. Fear doesn't disappear, but she learns to face it with courage. Each time she speaks up, applies for an opportunity, or shares her story, she proves to herself that she can act despite fear. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward anyway. Honesty becomes a powerful tool for healing. By admitting her struggles and sharing her truth, she breaks down the walls that kept her isolated. Honesty invites understanding and support, both from others and from herself. It's the first step toward genuine connection and lasting change. Trust is rebuilt slowly, both in herself and in others. Each positive experience, whether it's a kind word from a friend or a successful presentation, helps her trust her abilities and the people around her. Trust becomes the foundation for new opportunities and deeper relationships. Every small win, speaking up in a meeting, sharing a story, or simply making it through a tough day is worth celebrating. These victories, no matter how minor, add up over time. They build momentum and remind her that progress is possible, even when it feels slow. Her journey doesn't end with a single moment of courage. It's an ongoing process of facing fears, embracing vulnerability, and choosing hope. Some days are harder than others, but each day is a new opportunity to grow. The journey is about persistence, not perfection. By sharing her story, she inspires others to face their own shadows. Her honesty and courage encourage those around her to open up, seek help, and believe in their own strength. Her journey becomes a beacon of hope for anyone struggling in silence. She learns that her dreams are worth fighting for, no matter how heavy her silent battles feel. Every step she takes toward her goals is an act of courage. Her story is a reminder that dreams matter and that it's never too late to pursue them. No shadow lasts forever. Even the darkest moments eventually give way to light. Her journey is proof that healing is possible and that hope can be found even in the most difficult times. With each new day, she moves closer to the light, carrying her story and her courage with her. Her story is a testament to the importance of every individual's journey. No matter how invisible you feel, your story matters. Your courage, your struggles, and your victories are significant. By embracing your truth, you can inspire others and find meaning in your own path. As we reach the end of her journey, we're reminded that strength is not the absence of struggle, but the willingness to keep moving forward. Her story encourages us to face our own shadows, to seek light, and to believe in our ability to grow. The journey may be long, but every step is a victory. Never give up, no matter how heavy your silent battles feel. You are stronger than your shadows, and your dreams are worth fighting for. Let her story be a source of encouragement as you face your own challenges. Remember, you are not alone, and there is always hope ahead. Thank you for joining this journey through the shadows behind the smile. Her story is a powerful reminder that courage can be found in silence, and that every step toward honesty and self-acceptance brings us closer to the light. May you find the strength to face your own shadows, to embrace your story, and to step boldly into the light. Your smile, your courage, and your story truly matter.